Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to be going over why sidechaining is not always a good idea, and this relates to hi-hats in techno music as my prime example. And this stems from me, kind of having a bit of knowledge in this genre and looking at the top 100 techno on Beatport, and everyone's kind of doing this and everyone's kind of moving away from pumping. So in relation to their percussion. So I'm going to show you what's going on here. I have a simple groove, just, a loop and a kick, just for the sake of example. And I have a hi-hat here, which is a 909 hi-hat sample, which, is what everyone's using, and for good reason. And yeah, let's just go to 16ths. So you probably heard, I'll just shorten that up. There you go. Probably heard this kind of situation in a lot of tracks. It's just like this driving hi-hat sound like this. Right? And that's all good and great, but, it's really transient-y and it disappeared. It's really transient-y and it's kind of, annoying, and it doesn't have that much of a groove. So you say, okay, let's add some sidechain. Let's just drop an alpha tool onto it. And this doesn't sound good. Even if you use it like slightly. Right? It doesn't sound too great. So what people are doing is they're doing away with this sidechain pumping nonsense. And what they're doing is they are adjusting the velocity, and they're getting more, techno is all about movement and groove and half a dozen other things. But what you want is you want groove. And how you do that is sounds kind of come in and out, sounds talk to each other, sounds kind of dance around. It's not random. It should be kind of repetitive, but repetitive, like a lot of things being repetitive at once, takes away from the repetitiveness, if that makes any sense. I'm going to give you a good example here. So the same thing here, I'm actually going to double click on this clip and then just bring the volume down, right? And they didn't have sidechain compressors back then. Well, they did, but it was really expensive, and it took it with the sampler. It wasn't really possible, so they would kind of do the same thing with velocity, and that's what we're kind of revisiting. So I'll take that down, and then maybe have that one a little bit less down. Right, so let's listen to that. Just isolate that, loop it. Right, does that sound more techno-y to you? It sounds pretty techno-y to me. So, repetitive non-repetitiveness is the mantra for today. I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to change this a bit. And maybe make this one quiet. Right? Right, and this is done without sidechaining. And this, in my opinion, adds to the groove. I was taught this very early on. Looking back, and it doesn't take rocket appliances, but looking back, they didn't have sidechain compressors, and the whole electro thing in the 2007s. It totally messed this up. And things shouldn't be pumping. Things should be quiet and loud, and this is how you go about it. So check this out. Check out how the groove is different now. Right, sounds a little bit better, and that's just with simple velocity. You can do that within your MIDI as well, but I'm just doing it with the volume here, and you can control each clip independently. It works out quite well. Anyway, that is that video. Hope you enjoyed. Check out the links in the description. Share it. Leave a comment or don't. Hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.